So today I'm with Naomi Evans.
Hey everyone.
Yes, this beautiful goddess I met on the set of an activewear photo shoot I did maybe a few weeks ago, and I just was enamored by her energy and learned about her story, and I just wanted to share it. She went from growing up in a cult to cultivating a life of freedom as a digital nomad overseas. So we're gonna talk about her story, what brought her to Bali, her journey to this point, and what it's like being an expat around the world.
Yeah.
So tell us everything you want us to know, like from birth until now. Day one.
That's gonna take too long. The nomad life, though.
What was the first step from like a mental or emotional or spiritual perspective that led you on your nomadic journey?
Okay, well, we'll start with Bali. I actually just arrived in Bali about 6 months ago. I say just arrived because it went by so quickly. But yeah, the last 4 years, essentially since COVID started, I've really launched into a journey of becoming a digital nomad and just getting out of my comfort zone completely, really reinventing myself. I think I had a lot of personalities that really served me and what I was going for in the States, and I got to kind of experience that American dream in a way. And at some point I just was like, wow, is that all there is? You know, I kind of hit a wall with it, and I was like, all right, I have all the material things that everyone told me would make me happy, and somehow I still feel this like emptiness and this sort of like hunger to see what else is out there and these other ways to challenge myself. So yeah, Bali is really the latest chapter, and it was kind of a surprise to me. I really just came to visit, and it's my first time here. Ultimately in February when I showed up, this was the first time I've even been to this side of the world. So yeah, it feels like so exciting in the way of it being the furthest from home I've ever been, and just plunged into it fully, you know. So, I mean, part of it was brought on by, you know, COVID and actually losing some people that were really close to me, and suddenly having this, like coming face to face with this our own frailty as humans in a way. I think I just suddenly started looking at life in a different way because of that, and like losing someone really close to me who was in the family was also like, and it wasn't even from COVID, it was actually like depression related, and it was suicidal, and it was something I didn't see coming and a lot of us didn't see coming, but that was like one of several other deaths that were really close by to me. So it kind of like woke me up from this like stupor that I was in. And I guess I didn't even know that I was gonna go full nomad. I knew that I always wanted to live abroad. It was like this itching part of me that was like, I need to do it at least once and try it, and I guess I just didn't want to be that. I just didn't want to settle for something when I didn't really know what else was out there, and I think it just provided me the excuse and suddenly gave me like this jolt of courage and fearlessness of like, no, we could literally all die tomorrow in a way. Like, not that we will, I'm always so optimistic, but it was like, wait a second, what am I doing, you know? And there's something deeper that's really calling me. Yeah. Not even specifically to Bali, but I think like the fearless attitude of just like stepping out there, stepping into some completely new environment that I know nothing about, into a new culture, and I don't know, yeah, just putting myself out there for the blessings, for the lessons, for whatever, you know, the universe wanted to bring to me. So really just restlessness and wanting to see more.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think the pandemic really shed light on all of our lives and minds of like, life is so short, and like maybe we had a plan for like 5 years. I remember in school and like in work, they'd be like, what's your 5-year plan, 10-year plan? It's like, I have not, and maybe because I haven't been in school, but I've not heard anyone say, what is your 5 to 10-year plan anymore? Because I think that really woke all of us up to just realize that life is so short, and that you can be successful and connect with other people in other places, or get your job done in other places. Like, you don't have to be in an office to be productive. Because you covered like so many great things that I relate to. So I have a series called Reinvent Her, and I think Naomi's the perfect candidate for a conversation like this, just because she reinvented herself But I wanted to dig a little deeper of like beginning of that, if you feel comfortable, of just like where it began, like where you started, what were some beliefs that you were brought up in, you broke out of to become who we see today.
Yeah, there's been so many versions.
Yeah.
I imagine now like my old self looking at me and just being like, what? You know, like who even is she? Like in a way, it would be cool to just like go back in time for a second and be like that, I don't know, 12-year-old, 9-year-old who's like the dreamer and just like see how far I've come. But actually, I grew up in a very religious cult or community. It was almost like a hippie community that turned into a cult eventually, but it was founded on Judaism and Christianity, really. So extremely hard biblical, fire and brimstone kind of God who you don't cross and, you pray to every day. And ultimately, a lot of rules and a lot of regulations and a lot of other people telling me how I needed to show up in life in order to be successful, in order to not upset anyone. It was kind of like I had this assigned role. That's like what I felt like I was born into, was like, oh no, here's the path. And you either walk down this path or, you're led astray and you're outside of the protection or something bad happens to you ultimately. So I was brought up on this very intense fear attitude of just every single action being like for some kind of goal instead of just existing, instead of living. And so, I mean, my first transformation was really leaving the community, leaving the cult, which was a really big one and took a lot of courage because in my case, I was actually homeschooled, so I never even entered the real world. Like I never went to a doctor or never went to a public school. So everything on the outside was like this hazy mystery in a way, like it was completely unknown. So that was, I don't know, one of the biggest leaps of faith, I guess, I took in myself of like, no, I need to see the other side. I need to see, before I make any real decision that's impacting my life, I need to understand what I'm giving up ultimately. So that was kind of like my first, the reason I left ultimately was curiosity. I was like, I wasn't even sure. I thought maybe the community was what I was going to do for the rest of my life at that point. Like that could have been the thing, So I just wanted to see that like curiosity in me was piqued, and the whole journey of leaving and even, I was homeschooled, so I, again, like didn't get a high school diploma. There was just so much where I was completely in culture shock. I mean, even the American culture at that point, I didn't fully understand because I didn't grow up with television, radio, books, or public school. So my reference point was like totally, unique. And I just felt like an alien, like walking into a world of people in their little cliques and constantly on their cell phones and like reciting lines to rom-coms, and it was just like this strange culture I just didn't quite understand,
Yeah.
So that was one part of it, and I guess my immediate pivot from being in the cult was like, okay, I want to travel the world, I want to do all the things. I kind of grew up in poverty, so it was very like, you worked for your keep, you did the things to earn your space in the house, or so I immediately went to college and again just challenged myself to every possible thing. Okay, tell me I can't do it, let me try, let me show you, let me see. Let me see what I'm actually capable of. So
question, what age did you leave the cult?
So I was 17 when I like left.
Okay.
And ultimately I was like exiled, so I got like sent away, or they basically were like, you can't come back type of deal. But I was kind of dabbling, planning my escape for like several years leading up to that.
Yeah.
But 17, fresh out of the cult, walking into the American culture, like, what the fuck, where am I?
Yeah.
It was such a freedom in its own way. And then, basically 10 years after that is my like, okay, I did the white picket fence, I did the college degree, I have the car, the house, all the things, and it's just not enough, finding that realization inside me of like, wow, okay, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, and feeling this emptiness in that. And I feel like becoming an expat and moving into this chapter of becoming a digital nomad, not only like working from abroad and from everywhere, but also being completely self-directed and making my own schedule and like creating, all of the arrangements and coordinating with clients that I want to bring on, and there are so many aspects to that bring so much challenge to my life, and it's like exactly what I wanted and was looking for in a way. And I think leaving the cult was really like step number one of me being able to I don't know, check out of what everybody else's expectations were of me and really start to tune into like what is that thing that I want, you know, regardless of what anybody else is doing or saying. So yeah, it just feels like I continue to practice that, of really tuning into what I want. And parts of it are hard to feel isolated from family sometimes, you know, so in the same ways that I sort of entered American culture with having so little background and so little attachments to relatives and things. I think when I'm abroad and I go to a new country, it's like this excitement of like, what if, and who might I meet, and like what new food am I gonna try, and like what crazy thing am I gonna be like, wait a second, I had no idea, you know, because the world is so big and it's so full of beautiful people and beautiful cultures, and to think, oh, you know, I might have just spent my whole life like living in this one little bubble and never seen all of this. I love what you're doing and you sharing this with the world, you know, because I think there are a lot of people that have this fear or don't really know what to expect, and it really is a big step and it takes a lot of courage, and I just want to say like bravo to you guys who are considering it and thinking about changing your life, because it feels amazing. It feels really satisfying. And like every day I just wake up and I feel so blessed, you know, in so many ways. And my life is slower, you know, I take more time, and it's like, oh, okay, is that just like a 30s thing and now I'm just aging and I'm seeing things differently? And like probably yes to all of that too. But I think seeing the perspective of living in other countries has changed the speed at which I like approach life, and it's less of this like race to go anywhere versus just like, okay, how can I be so present right now? And I wonder all the things that I missed because I was so busy, you know, climbing the ladders. And I think that's the end of my monologue.
No, this is so good. It was so like heartfelt, and like just I resonated with everything you said, and I think it's so beautiful that you were able to discover. It's just like, no, I want more out of this life. And I think sometimes you have to experience the American dream at an early age in order to like look for more, you know, because I think some people don't get the privilege, or I'm sorry, not privilege, because you worked hard for it. Some people don't get the opportunity to experience the American dream so early on. Some people spend their whole lives chasing it.
So true.
And, you know, at the end of it, I feel like, wow, all this for what? And I think it's so beautiful that both you and I were able to experience the American dream and just be like, no, absolutely not.
Like, wait a second, this was sold to us?
This is
like,
right. And this is it? And like to experience it so young, you're like, so I'm supposed to do this for another 30 years.
Right.
No. And I think it's just so inspiring, like how you have, like when your whole environment growing up was like telling you one thing and you're just like, no, I'm gonna seek this out on my own. So like it really does speak to your courage. I'm curious though, from like a spiritual religious perspective, how have you, because some people often like they break away from a cult or, you know, extreme religious experience and they're just like total to the other end, like I'm atheist, whatever. But I'm curious if you are there now. Was that like, what was your journey to like find your own spirituality that felt like yours?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I feel like when I left at first, I was very much in the keep that Kool-Aid away from me. I don't want to hear about it. Like even like the idea, I think I went into a church because it was like someone's wedding or something, and I literally got like the chills, and I was just like, I can't do it. Like I had like a visceral reaction to anything super preachy or scripture based or whatever. I just had an allergy to it for a while. So I mean, part of me going to college was like, show me the science, you know, I want to study everything, like just I want to do some experiments and what is the scientific method? Like please, like bring some light. Everything just feels so confusing. And so I basically went atheist for like a good 4 or 5 years. I was very I think just unwilling to see that there was anything more, or so hurt by everything that I experienced that I associated a God or some higher power with something really negative. And now in the last 4 years, I've definitely come back around to being a lot more spiritual. So I consider myself spiritual now, but more in the sense of having my own relationship with God or with source energy. I don't really like to call it God, but I think of it more as source, and just a connection that we have to nature and to the earth and to the elements. And I do feel that. And there's moments where I wouldn't say I hear a voice or something, but I have these intuitive moments that I can tune into, and there are moments of guidance or opportunities that open up to me in ways that I do feel that it's an answered prayer, or it's something that I put out there and I asked for, and now it's coming back to me in a way. So I think it's also about believing in magic, and the belief in it itself, and the knowing that it's going to happen in some way is part of whatever that magic is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really do feel spiritual, and I pray in my own ways, and really just a lot of gratitude. I think just every day I revisit a place of gratitude in my heart, no matter where I am and what's going on. I think I feel grateful and just praise for being here, for existing.
It is a special thing. We're very lucky, very blessed. I feel the same. Every morning I wake up in Bali, it's just this is my life. I wrote this down in my notebook, and here I am living it. What else can I manifest? What else can I visualize? What else can I create? And it's I think we all have the God in us. And we talked about this of I asked her in a conversation off camera of if she believes that God is external or internal. And feel free to share the answer here. What are your thoughts on this? Do you believe that God is external or internal?
Both.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a part of God in every single one of us, and we're a mirror of the God in each other.
Yeah.
And so we get to experience God every single day in the small things, a lot of times in the small things. And when
they're little signs, I think, throughout your day that are just a reminder he's with you. When you're doubting yourself, I think that's when he shows up. Or when you're just feeling good and you're just reminded, I feel this life is a reflection of God's grace and glory and just his protection. Because I feel there's so many things that could have happened. I would as a solo traveler, I have put myself in situations that I probably shouldn't have survived from. Mom and dad, okay, we're making better decisions now, but it's I've definitely put myself in some risky situations, and I'm wow, thank you, God. Or I was in the situation, I was thank you, God. And I think everyone has that, whether it's God, whether that's Allah, whether that's higher being, universe, whatever. And I think, to me, I think having a higher power of whatever kind, call whatever you want, is the way to have hope and faith that things will be okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's because I also had a similar experience. Well, not similar experience, but I grew up in a Baptist Christian church and then went to Catholic school. And then, so you're just inundated with God, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, all these things. And you're okay, I get it from a morality perspective of just the Bible is a moral code for you. But I also am who am I? And what do I actually believe? I believe in karma. And that is not to my knowledge, that is not in the Christian Bible. But I still believe that you should know that things are going to happen if you do something. And I think at the end of the day, everyone finds their own faith. But I say that to say, I was in college and I found a non-denominational church and I loved it. And then I went back to California and I was wait, I need to find this here. And then I experienced a cult. Someone was trying to initiate me into a cult. And then I went to another church and it was very judgmental. It was just you're always late, or you only come for this. And I was just I'm here for my relationship with God. What is all this other stuff? And it pushed me away as well. And I need, I haven't really, of course, I go to church here and there, to support my family or whatever it is. But I think at the end of the day, I've just come to the conclusion that it's about me and God and my relationship with God, rather than all these external factors that distract us from the purpose of actually having that faith.
Yeah. I like what you said though. It's to have faith and to believe in something.
Yeah.
We need to have faith and have hope.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of darkness in the world too, So whatever that is, source, God, I think that's really important that we always maintain that relationship with that brighter future and that optimism and that hope.
Yeah.
And it's like, I see God in these little things because it'll just be like funny. Like there'll be like little jokes, you know, that you just like, right, okay, haha.
Yeah.
You know? Where I'm like all like stressed out. I'm like on this mission. I'm like trying to like do the thing, you know, because that tends to be me often. I'll fall back into this like really type A, like the schedule.
Yeah.
And then I just look over and there's like some hilarious dog or whatever with like ice cream on its face, or I don't know, there'll just be something, and then it's just like, right, it's a joke, we're in a simulation, like, calm down, it's okay, it's like, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. It's nice to have those reminders, and I love that you're like present with them as well, because you know you'll get so many signs and like not see them. Like it's so possible. You said something that I wanted to go back on though, but I think that I wanted to touch on just the freedom that you get from being nomadic and an expat. Like I think something that we talked about our first conversation around this is like, I feel like I can be my most authentic self, and I think it's easier, and not that I was fake in the past, but I think I've just been given permission, or I gave myself permission to like walk fully in who I am. And I think there's something about being in a country or a space or a place or an environment where nobody knows you and you can reinvent yourself every single time. And again, it's not, and we were just talking about this too, it's like, it's not like you're pretending, it's just like, no, I'm walking more in who like my power. I'm walking around with power. There's no one saying that's wrong, that's right. Your parents saying this is the right way, this is the wrong way. It's like you can just be who you want to be, and you naturally find the people that are like you. Would you say that that's also your experience?
I mean, I think part of it is just like there's this human bias that we always want to be consistent or show a consistent persona, like to our friends. So almost being surrounded by all of these people who've been around us for years and years and years, they've already in their minds put us in a kind of box, you know? And just their reflection of us almost makes it easier to put ourselves inside this box or limit ourselves and not even see our full potential, because we're just seeing this like mirrored version that they're giving us of like all the previous, I don't know, people that they assumed you to be, or I think it really is freeing in that way of like disconnecting from all the expectations of people. And being willing to be cringe and disappoint in a way. I think that that's been a real thing that I've had to come to terms with, whereas like, not that it couldn't have happened at home, but I think I had these easy, comfortable ways to like not go fully in. And it's like, no, like I'm here, like in the middle of nowhere. I don't really have anyone in a way, and I get to like fully be in my essence. And like figure out, you know, what that is, and it's many chapters and versions too, you know, because it's a journey. Like I think you don't just come out of the box and then suddenly you're like the new personality. Sometimes it's been a big it's been like a journey also of like letting go of this identity, because there's a big part of my ego that's like caught up and, you know, wanting to be respected by my peers or like seen a certain way in certain circles and like invite people over to the house, or there's just like this ego-serving part that felt really nice, you know, when you created a community and you like had all your regular people, where this is like, this really forces you to just be fully in your essence and to be totally honest with yourself, and also let yourself evolve, because there's nobody freaking watching, and it's a playground, you know. Truly like, I think, what do they say? They say like being an adult and like finding happiness, enjoying your life is just getting back to the things you enjoyed as a kid. Like before society, the world told us like we had to do these things. Often that's where you can find your happiness, and I believe that. Like, I mean, I show creativity in different ways, but like clothes, expression, like connecting with people, it's so beautiful. But I love that perspective. I just like, I'm like, everyone should move overseas. Like, leave your hometown, even if it's not leaving the U.S. or your home country. Like, and you
leave.
don't have to like permanently set up shop somewhere else if you don't want to, but like go for like 6 months. You know? And really like make it happen at least once in your life. You know?
Absolutely.
I think even going back after the first time I ever went international, like it already changed a huge part of like how I was, and I was like, even felt different in the U.S.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, wait a second.
You're like, I don't belong here, but where do I belong?
And then most of that was like planning for the next adventure abroad, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let me get my stuff together and like liquidate my life.
Question, what places have you felt, or what places, well, two questions. What places have made you feel at home, and what is it in each place that gives you that sense of home?
I mean, that's a tough one. I feel like I've started to develop this relationship with myself that I almost always feel at home with myself in a way that I didn't used to, like even in the US. And again, maybe it's age, maybe it's whatever. But with all of the different places I've gone to and circles that I surround myself with, I don't know, there's something about living abroad that makes it feel, or I just get into more of the practice with not having those like easy people to lean on or those old habits to slide back into in a way. It's like I get to create my own sense of peace and home, and it might be really little things, like little altar items that you like collect from this last place you went to, or like there was this ceremony and you have this little bead from it. And because now I travel very lightly also, I value certain things in a different way, but most of the experiences that I take with me.
Yeah.
So as far as places, I don't know that there's one place that I could pick and be like, this is really the home place, you know? It's still like to be determined, and I feel like there's a whole world to still explore that I don't know exactly what it is. I did really like some of the community in Mexico, and a lot of the music scene there in Tulum was like very inspiring, and I met a lot of incredible women, so like being in some of these women's circles, and I think I just met a lot of women who are also in this metamorphosis process of like changing and reinventing themselves, and so to all be going through this at the same time. And I don't know, we had crazy like cacao ceremonies and just like chanting and like dancing naked under the moon, and this kind of thing just felt like, oh my god, who are these crazy weirdos? This is like who I am, you know, at my most like animalistic level in a sense. So to like meet these kindred spirits was so amazing, you know. But it's like every place has their little like dose of different things where you suddenly uncover a new part of yourself that you were like, oh shit, I didn't even know about that. And you're like, oh, these are my people too. Wait a second, you know? So I do feel like Bali, I'm going to be staying for a long time.
Okay.
Like I just feel that sense of hominess here. But yeah, there's a lot of factors in it to break down. But yeah, I look for those bright minds and for those people who are just getting outside of their comfort zone and doing shit they've never done before and probably don't know what they're doing. And they just have that faith in themselves and the ballsiness to go out there and do it, you know?
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. So, yeah, where's my favorite place, man? I don't know. Right now, Bali is my favorite place.
Yeah, Bali's a good place. I think, to your point, it does attract a lot of free spirits and people who are living outside the box. So it doesn't feel like you're speaking gibberish. You're just like, no, I'm preaching to the choir. Or like you don't even have to say like of course when you're meeting someone, you're like, oh yeah, like this is what I did before, and now I'm living here. But it kind of is just like the norm now. Yeah. Like I think people, it's rare that I meet someone that's still working like a 9 to 5. Yeah. And if they are, it's like they're in another country outside of their home country. So there is some element of like breaking free from like the norm. But yeah, I think Bali brings a lot of people that are like-minded. It's kind of amazing.
I love it.
Yeah. So if you were to either go on this journey again or tell someone that is like, I want to break free, whether they were in something like a cult or this high-paying job, like what would you tell them? Like what is some mindset tools that helped you get through this journey when maybe you thought it was too hard or not worth it?
I mean, it sounds cliche, but really, really being as present in the moment as possible. That's something that I've kind of changed a bit, and over the years of this journey of transition, I've been able to just really find the magic in the right now and the what's happening in this very moment. And it's the awareness of your mind and the way that your mind can trick you, and your mind is here to tell stories. We're humans and we freaking love stories, and we want to attach ourselves to whatever story that we're telling, and some of them are great and other ones are totally problematic, and they're sabotaging our future because we keep telling ourselves that we're not good enough, or we don't have what it takes, or whatever these stories are. I think for me, a big one is even just talking to myself in the mirror and giving myself that little pep talk of being like, you got this, and realizing that to be an entrepreneur and to go do things that nobody's ever done before and to really change your life and live a new experience, you're gonna have to do things that you've never done before. And that means thinking in ways that you have never thought before, and speaking to yourself in ways that you never spoke to yourself before, and using that kindness of like, you're like this little child emerging from the womb, and you're like going out into the world, and you need all the support and courage. So just like remember you're badass as fuck, and you literally have everything inside of you that it takes, and we're not some like special beings out here who have the balls to go like travel abroad and build our lives outside of the US. I think anyone can do it. Truly. It's really a matter of how much do you want to change, how much do you want to live a different life, and what words are you using now that you can start changing that language in the way that you speak to yourself. And then lastly, just what is in the present right now, and what parts of your mind can you just shut off and don't need to tell all this story about the future, and you don't need to think about the 3 weeks ahead or the 5-year plan. Sometimes you just need to think about the right now and being right here present with the now and feeling your body the pleasures and all of the beauty and the sensations that you get to experience right now. And that's the place where you can manifest magic from. So,
Love that. So powerful. Such a powerful way to close us out. I think that you hit the nail on the head. Like, just your belief in yourself.
You gotta be delusional. You gotta be delusional, a little bit delusional. It's not gonna, every single day you're not gonna wake up and be like, yes! Some days you're gonna doubt, and you're gonna like, no, okay.
Right.
I'm here, and thank you, and then it starts to come.
Yes, especially as an entrepreneur, because I'm like newly on this like solopreneur journey, and like I used to lean on tech corporate money, and now I'm like, oh wait, it's all me.
Or even just a boss, or like a review at the end, or like, you get the little trophy in a way.
Feedback.
It's like, oh great, you don't get that
at all.
When you're an entrepreneur, it's all you, babe. So like, cultivate that conversation with yourself.
Right.
That is
the affirmations, the manifestation, key. The journal. Oh, and just like knowing what grounds you. I feel like water, because I'm a Cancer, but water grounds me. Taking a swim in the pool first thing in the morning grounds me, and just like figuring out what you need specifically to like get to your best self, and so you can create from that place, that foundation. Well, this was a great conversation. I feel re-inspired. I'm like, what else do I want to do? Like, I know I live in Bali, but like, I think I need to go to the moon now. I'm so inspired. Well, if you were also inspired by Naomi, you can follow her on IG.
Yes, Naomi _ Evans.
Okay. And is there anything else you want to plug? Any work that you're doing that you're excited about?
I am starting a book club, so I will definitely keep you tuned on that. It's mostly for women, and to talk about topics that impact all of us, and just give us a space to chat. Because sometimes when you're working online, it's really nice to have a place to drop in with other girlfriends and just like have some tea and books and conversation. So yes, I'll keep you posted about that. And otherwise, if you need also help promoting any of your brands or managing your channels, I do social media management. So yes, hit me up.
Yes, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Okay.